Hello, and welcome to this class to celebrate this transition. We're in a transition from the the Vata season of air and space, to transitioning to Kapha. And this happens in midwinter. And Kapha is related to earth and water. We can start to see how this teaches us about how to live in unison with the universe. So today, all of our practices will be geared to the Anahata Chakra, the heart chakra. So we'll do some heart openers, and also it'll keep up with the theme of the month of February with heart health and heart focused. And also we'll be working with the Manipura Chakra, the solar plexus. So our practices will be grounding, right? So honoring the earth, and because there is a lot of moisture in the air, right? Our practices should be uplifting and very light. So let's welcome ourselves into tabletop, coming out to all fours and starting to open the spine. So open the fingertips first, look down at the hands, send some gratitude for your hands today, right? They do a lot of work for us throughout the day without any kind of care, right? They don't sort of complain or whine, do they? So send some love to your hands, spreading through the fingers, and then starting to drop the belly, gaze comes up. Exhale, rounding through the spine, gently pressing down through the hands a little more. Inhale through the belly, dropping down, head rising. Give yourself a smile here. Exhale, rounding down. And start to feel where the space of the spine starts to open up between each vertebrae. One more round here. Wonderful. If it's safe and comfortable for you to do so, come sliding back on the heels or find a different seated position that works for you. And we'll take the hands forward and front so that the wrists move forward and the fingertips are reaching back. So the palms come down as much as you can handle, spreading through the fingertips again. Let's take a big breath in, slow breath out, and let's engage our lion's breath with our next breath in, full deep breath in. Exhale with the tongue out, eyes wide open. Let's do one more of those. Great way to release stress. Wonderful. Allow yourself to come up. Give yourself a little shake. Reach arms up over top of the head, palms slightly touch. Maybe even interlocking the fingers, bringing the steeple up with the index fingers. Find as much leg through the spine, maybe a tuck of the tailbone, and then coming over to one side, making sure you're tall through the midline, over to the other side, and starting to make a couple of movements here with your own rate of pace, feeling into any spaces. Allow the stretch to be your own. Or maybe even drop into the heart space. Noticing how this movement gently starts to create a little more space or openness through the sides of the body. So one more round each side. Own rate of pace, filling yourself up with love, creating more space and compassion inside this heart. And then we'll gently make our way back into tabletop. Find the right foot, bring it forward in between the hands, any way it needs to get there. When you arrive, allow both palms to come down to the floor, maybe stack some blocks or hands or books underneath the hands. Take a breath in, breath out. Wonderful. Let's lift up. Arms come up very tall through the body. So straightening up through that leg and then sinking forward, sweeping arms forward and reaching back. Inhale, rise up. Lifting tall through the center. Exhale, folding forward. Reach far forward and then reach far back. One more round here, lifting all the way up. Exhale all the way back. Wonderful. Find those hands, placing them on the either side of the foot again. Find one more round breath as you rest here. Wonderful. Tuck the toes on the back. Come up into a plank, take one round of breath. Drop both knees, slide back into child's pose. Find 2 rounds of breath here. Lifting the chest only halfway, bending through the elbows, sinking through the hands, dropping forward, and then lifting yourself up into cobra. Take a breath here. Awareness of the shoulders, making sure you're not collapsing into the shoulders, that the hands are reaching down, there's space between the shoulders are drawing down and back. One more breath. Come back into your tabletop. Find that left foot, bring it forward in between the hands. Palms to the floor, or the stack of books or blocks underneath you. Take a couple of breaths here when you arrive. Noticing into any spaces you can start to open up through the hips. Maybe even finding a little touch more length through the spine or through the crown of the head. And when you're ready to, lifting up nice and tall. Let's allow ourselves to lift up even more, gentle, pressing down through the foot, lifting up through the thigh, and then reaching forward, coming down, sweeping hands behind you. Inhale, repeat. Pressing in to that foot, engaging that thigh. Exhale, reaching far forward and then far behind you. One more round. Find the hands to the floor, framing the foot. Let's come back into a plank for one breath. Drop the knees, slide back into a child's pose. 2 breaths here. Lifting the heart halfway, dropping the elbows, moving forward, allowing the elbows to come close into the sides, and then coming up into your cobra. Feel into the front of the heart, the back of the heart. Maybe even draw the awareness to the big toes. Draw the big toes together. One more breath. Come back into your tabletop. Slide back into your child's pose. 2 breaths here. One more time, half lift, drop the elbows down, press down through the hands. Head is low, and then lifting high. 2 rounds of breath here. And then very, very slowly allow the upper body to come down to the mat, full front of the body to the floor, keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows in at the sides. Take a breath here. On your next breath in, lifting up through the chest. Gentle peeling, so we're coming up to just about where the bra line meets the rib cage. Allow the hands to gently lift so that the pose is held within the posture. Take one more breath. Exhale, let's allow the hands to come to the floor and then slide yourself halfway up and then back down into a child's pose. 2 rounds of breath here. Coming back up into your tabletop. Tuck the toes, walk the hands back towards the feet. Slowly roll yourself back up to standing. Keeping both feet forward, take a step forward with the right foot. Not as large as we would as if we were going into warrior one. So a shorter stance here. Take a breath in, find the arms lifting up nice and tall. Take a moment to notice into the hips. Maybe that left hip needs to come a little bit forward. Maybe the right hip needs to come back. Find into where the hips feel aligned and forward for you. And then inhale, tuck the tailbone a little bit as you lift up high. Exhaling, reaching forward. Maybe there's a slight bend to the right knee. And then slowly bring yourself down, the head towards the knee. Notice if you can find a little bit of looseness behind the neck. Taking a round of breath here. Awareness of that right hip, maybe dropping that right hip back a little bit more. One more round of breath. Step the left foot forward to meet the right. Take a pause here, breath flowing in, breath flowing out. Sink down into a chair pose, arms reaching forward. Let's allow the palms to touch. Feel into the heels, maybe a slight awareness as you gently press back. Maybe knees are apart, maybe they touch together. Maybe if it's much more comfortable for you to have the knees together. One more breath in and out. Stand it up tall. Exhale, arms out to the sides. If you've got space here, step forward with the left foot. Feet are parallel again. Or you might need to adjust yourself on your mat. Take a breath in. Rise up tall. Awareness of that tailbone gently tucking under. Reaching up with fingertips in the crown of the head. Exhale. Body moves forward. Maybe there's a soft bend of the knee. Don't lock that knee. And then slowly coming down. Allow yourself to rest here. Drawing the left hip slightly back. Find a little softness at the back of the neck. One more round of breath here. Stepping forward with the right foot. Bend through the knees, come up into a chair pose. Let's allow hands to touch, elbows out to the sides. Take a breath in. Breath out. Notice where you might be able to sink a little deeper. Feel into the heels. Allow your body to even drift back a little more. One more breath. Using the feet, press down to the floor. Rise up tall, hands to the ceiling. Exhale, arms out to the side. Slowly folding down. Inhale through the feet, rising. Collect all the energy of the sun. Exhale down into the center of the heart. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, step the feet out a little wider so that the heels can come in, the toes slightly out, and then sinking down, coming into Malasana. Arms supporting on the inside of the legs. Feel the backs of the arms. And feel the inside of the legs. And maybe there's a gentle squeeze there as you find maybe a touch more length through the back of the body. Take a couple of rounds of breath here. And then allowing yourself to come to a seated position. Soles of the feet connect, hands maybe around the fronts of the feet, ankles, shins. Take a breath here, close the eyes. Allow all of your awareness to drip all the way down. And one more round of breath. And keeping the hold of the right foot, extend the left foot straight. Might need to make some space there so I don't knock over my tea. And then Interlacing your fingers around the front of the knee, slowly guiding your upper body back down, knee in towards the chest, head to the floor. Take a couple of rounds of breath here when you arrive. And draw some circles with the knee. Allow the leg to float up to the sky, hands supporting at the back of the leg. Find a little yawn behind the knee, flexing the toe towards the face, heel towards the ceiling. Breath flowing in, breath flowing out. Releasing the hands from behind the leg, point the toes towards the ceiling, and then slowly allowing that leg to come down to the floor. Nice and gentle. When it arrives, allow the leg to flop out to the side, or the toes to flop out to the side, the whole leg become loose and relaxed. Breathe into the relaxation of your right leg. And with awareness, draw the left knee in towards the chest, interlacing fingers around the front. Take a breath or two when you arrive. Releasing one of the hands and then drawing circles with the knee. And then floating that foot up towards the ceiling. Hands behind the legs, find that stretch behind the knee. Flex the toes towards the face, ceiling, or heel towards the ceiling. Find your breath. Point the toes, and then slowly releasing the left leg to the floor as slow as you can manage. When it arrives there, allow both feet to roll out to the sides. Both legs soft, fully relaxed. Take the palms out to the sides, rotating the palms facing up. Create a little space between arms and your upper body. Close eyes if you feel comfortable. Rest into your awareness of the chest. Breath flowing in, breath flowing out. Feel into the pull, the gravity, the back of the body supported into the mat. Feel into the fluids, the fluidity of the spine and the fluids of the body, the circulatory system. The digestive system. And your immunity system. And then float awareness all the way up to the crown of the head. Feel the air and space of the crown of the head. And then fill your head with a warm light. Warm light filling the crown of the head, the forehead, the face, the back of the skull. Feeling the throat and the collarbones, the shoulders, the arms, the front of the torso, and your back. letting warm light through both legs, the fronts of the legs, the backs of the legs, ankles and feet. Feel your whole body in a warm light. Welcome your awareness to flow back into the breath. Noticing the breath warm or cool. Noticing the movement of breath in and out, up and down. Feel into the fingers and toes and give them a gentle wiggle. Allow a smile to come across your lips and inhale, arms up over top of the head, reach fingertips and toes in opposite direction. Give yourself a full body stretch. And with your next breath out, allow everything to soften and relax, nice and slowly with the whole exhalation. Try that again, breathing in, reaching fingertips and toes, gently squeezing all the muscles of the body, and then exhale the whole exhalation, unwinding, softening down. And one more breath here, one more squeeze. And then exhaling, letting the whole body go, the whole length of the exhalation. Every sensation to return back to this present moment. Ears open. Listening into the beat of the heart. When you're ready to open the eyes. And guide yourself back up. I like to close out this practice with an Om. If you'd like to join me, breathing in. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you soon. Take care, guys.